Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Laundromat. Netflix film, so probably going to be pretty good. An hour and 35 minutes long. Meryl Streep, Gary Oldman, and Antonio Banderas are in it. And evidently, I'm assuming it's Meryl Streep, but some woman gets swindled out of her insurance money or something like that. I'm going to say it's insurance money. Yeah, insurance fraud. And she traces it back to two lawyers in Panama. That's really all I know. They describe it as the Big Short-esque drama based on a Mosaic Fonseca scandal. So I don't know if this is based on a true story or not, but I'll get into it, see what it's all about, let you know if it's worth watching, and ultimately what I think about it. So stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Laundromat. Sorry, no check-ins. A little busy for me. I forgot to, when I was about to check in, there was only 30 minutes left. So let me catch you up real quick. So it starts out as a movie, at least for me, about Meryl Streep's character who has a husband. They go up to the Niagara Falls or Lake George, and her husband dies in a boating accident. Right in the beginning, it's no spoiler there. So then she's trying to work with the insurance company for the boat in order to get money for everybody who died, so they should all get money from that. Well, that reveals this other piece of the story where basically the insurance company was a shell company that was created by somebody else that doesn't really exist, and therefore is not really going to pay her any money, or not what she was supposed to receive. So she, starts to try and investigate to see what happened, so it's all about that. And that piece became interesting to me as she's trying to figure out how this all happened, how and who's behind it all, and who could she hold accountable for it. And of course, Meryl Streep, she's really good, of course. Meanwhile, the whole thing is being narrated by Gary Oldman and Antonio Banderas. They're showing up every now and again talking, about what's going on, the difference between, shell companies and what that means and why it happens. So it started to lead you down that path, and then at some point it kind of changes, and it changes very drastically in the fact that they now escape one story and go into another one. And essentially it's showing these people who have created these shell companies, and basically they're doing it to avoid paying taxes. That's the whole story. But it goes down deeper into these individuals and how this one businessman has created a shell company, and then and he's very rich, and he has a wife, and he's cheating on her. So it's really goes down a different rabbit hole. And then that story wraps up, and it goes into another one. Not quite as long as that one, but it takes you off the beaten path of what I thought was going to be the intent of the movie of, Meryl Streep and what happens with her. I mean, now, they try and connect all the dots, and they do, so this is based on a book, which is based on real-life events, and so I'm not sure what all is true in here, but, what it ends up being, when you come through the end of it, is a political movie. About the corruption of these big companies that avoid taxes and how they get off scot-free and all that kind of stuff. That's really ultimately what this ends up being, which is disappointing to me. I get it. I mean, I guess people should use their movies to show their voice or whatever. I get it, but even the final scene of Meryl Streep talking is just oh, there was an agenda in this. And so I was a little disappointed and put off by that. I was expecting something different, and that's okay. I mean, people might enjoy these types of movies, and that's great. It's just I learned a lot more. I get it. Shell companies aren't ethical or morally right, but they are illegal. There's nothing wrong with it. There is, there's nothing legally wrong with it, I should say. And of course, when it impacts people that's a shame. And how they're getting away with not paying taxes, I get it. But now after watching that movie, what can I do? You know what I mean? There's not much I could do. And, you know, and I guess we're making more people aware of it, and maybe I should write my congressman. I don't know. That's maybe what I should be doing, like stop shell companies or whatever, and companies like this, and you know, and how the United States make this even more possible. So that's the whole point of this movie. It's a political statement about this, you know, this I don't know, whatever it is, you know, this issue that's going on. So I'm a little disappointed. I wasn't too excited about the way Gary Oldman and Antonio Banderas are not really acting that much in it. It's more of them narrating and doing that kind of thing. They do have you know, acting pieces throughout it as well, but you know, it wasn't not a great movie. Trying to rate everything with beers, I would rather go drink beers than watch this movie. How about that? So I don't know. I mean, 4 or 5 for me. Just didn't. I mean, it was, like I said in the beginning, when it was just really about her and you know what you felt like she was trying to get right and stuff like that. That was okay. I was enjoying it a little bit, but then it just took a complete turn. So, that, you know, Laundromat, laundering money. You get it now. That's what it's all about. Maybe you were interested in this when it actually happened, and you might be interested in watching this movie. Otherwise, unless you and if you like movies about politics or, you know, political statements, you might enjoy this as well. For me, not my cup of tea. If it's not your cup of tea, move on, check out something else. This one didn't hit it for me. So that's all I got for you. That's all I got. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. If you see it and you want to drop me comments, go ahead. Make sure you like my channel. Tell your friends, subscribe. That'd be awesome. And thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.